into the game, I'm going to be playing Kha'zix jungle and show you the advantages and disadvantages of this champion. In this matchup, we're currently up against Eve, and in a Kha'zix versus Eve, this is going to be an advantage for Kha'zix since we get access to our burst earlier, as well as building Edge of Night just counters her burst potential. But since Eve is a scaling assassin, if she's able to get kills elsewhere, for example, getting good ganks, then we will be at a disadvantage because now she would have access to one-shot us even if we build Edge of Night. That's why in an assassin versus assassin matchup, it's very crucial on which assassin is able to get the early kills because they would be able to snowball the game. The clear that I'm doing is a red side clear into a full clear. I'm not even gonna flex my clear because Kha'zix is one of the weakest junglers in the meta right now when it comes to the early game. Kha'zix deals almost 0 damage when he's not yet level 5, and his clear is below average. That's why the main weakness of Kha'zix is his free 5, where he can't do anything much. We can't even duel. Eve has the advantage and way faster clear. That's why we have no choice but to farm our camps and get our ultimate as soon as possible. Once we get our ultimate, things will change by a lot. Our burst will be way higher, helping us clear faster. Plus, that's when we will get the advantage over our counterpart. Before that, we just want to farm and hope that Eve doesn't go for the top scuttler. But looking at where she started at the top side, meaning that she's gonna path towards the bot side. So we should have access to the top scuttler for free. Just in case she contests top scut, I have no choice but to go back and look for XP elsewhere. Eve shows up at the bot side, and if my bot lane doesn't die, that's really gonna be good for me since I would be able to farm freely. Our Jax has a advantage over the Camille, which is good since this means that there's gonna be no contest when it comes to the scuttle fight. As you could see, I'm already at the 2-minute mark and I'm not even at my level 5. Unfortunately, Jax gets caught. Nice catch by the Camille with the W ignite. And once we reach our 5, we should have more damage, but without our item yet, this is still gonna be very hard. With Camille, third skill, not enough. Our second skill doesn't connect, and she's just able to hook shot out of the way. Zed tries to look for her, but it's not enough, and yep, since I'm at the top side, Eve shows up at the bottom side, and they're able to get the kill. The reason why I went for the Gluttonous Boots rather than the Armor Pen Boots on Kha'zix is because the utility of these boots is way better than the Armor Pen Boots. Not only do we get more damage, we also get lifesteal, which is Omnivamp, and this has good synergy with our first skill. So if we get poked down, we have access to lifesteal, and at the same time, we can deal more damage. That's why Gluttonous Boots is a way better utility item than the armor boots right now. With my bot camps up, I just want to clear. You want to focus on farming as much as possible when playing Kha'zix. Even though I have some damage, his ganks are not the best since you don't have much crowd control. The best time to gank is when you see if a laner is half HP, since you would be able to one-shot them from there. After clearing the red, I see that Kai'Sa is a bit out of position, so I immediately use my ultimate. Look at the damage, getting her very low, and my damage is way different from where I had no items. Flash in, get the kill, nice follow-up by my teammates, and this is what you want to do when you play Kha'zix. Not only do I get a kill, I also get first strike gold, which will help me get my items faster. We go for the recall, buy our serrated dirks, we have access to armor pen, increasing my burst even further. Kha'zix becomes scary once you're able to complete your first item, and if the opponents have no plated steel caps, you would be able to one-shot them. With Scuttle spawning topside, we could get this. Camille is still far. Ari is there, but our Scuttle take is really fast. Oh, Eve is able to take it, but look at my damage. We just burst her. Good trade. Scuttle for kill. Force the Ari flash. My team is there. Camille is trying her best to kill me, using every skill possible, ignite, flash, and ulti. Unfortunately, my team is not able to get the punish. Never mind, Jax, nice stun, and Overall, it's a 2-for-1 trade, which is something I'll take any time of the day, and giving a kill to Jax is really good. Our bot lane gets a kill, which is good, since the objective is just about to spawn, and this should give us a free objective take, especially since Eve has no ultimate and flash. Eve is really weak when she has no ulti, since she wouldn't be able to burst anyone. She shows up bot, catches the Ezreal, so instead of going for the dragon, we see that she's overextended and we would want to get a kill first. I go for the Nami because she's guaranteed to die since Zed is there, and overall, a 2-for-2 trade. Unfortunately, Jax dies at the top side, but this should be a free dragon for us. Their Kai'Sa hits the Scryers, she wouldn't be able to do anything. Ahri is just trying to get some plates, and we get a free dragon. With their jungle still down, this means that Herald is still up, and this is something that we could contest. Jax is able to go back to the base, while Camille hasn't went for the reset yet, so we should have an advantage coming to the Herald fight, unless their marksman shows up at the Herald, since currently there's no one fighting the Ezreal in the lane. We take the blue buff and we have a control ward. Once Kai'Sa shows up, I'm very confident that we would be able to take this. The opponents have no vision, and yep, Eve just goes for a bottom trade. So this should be free for us to take, and we could use it to get the first tower. I decided to use it initially at the top side, but in the end, I chose to go for the mid lane. Hope the Ahri put her pretty low, force the ultimate, and the reason why I used it at the mid lane rather than the Baron lane is because we get more plates and more gold for ourselves. A fight happens on top, so we try to help the Jax, get Camille out of position, and even though she has hookshot, we have leap plus flash to deal more damage. I decide to go for a tower dive with Jax tanking the tower, but I'm wondering why I'm dealing so little damage, and we even get punished. Camille getting an outplay, and what I do here is I check the items on why I'm dealing 0 damage, and yup, she has plated steel caps, which is the #1 counter for AD assassins. That's why when you're fighting against an AD assassin like Zed or Kha'Zix, plated steel caps is very annoying and it reduces your burst by a lot. We get punished there, but at least we are still ahead in the game. Camille doing a good job holding her lane, surviving all of the ganks, and with our camps back up, we just want to farm this before doing anything else in the map. The next item that I'm going for is Edge of Night, which is really good in this game because it counters the Ahri Charm, Eve Burst, as well as the Camille Ultimate. So it's very hard to get caught. And we go for the Wings upgrade because we're quite ahead in the game and we could probably abuse this lead. A fight happens both sides. Eve gets a charm onto me, but I have my items doing a lot of damage. Kai'Sa out of position, isolated. She flashes away, but I have my empowered third to get the kill and immediately go away, getting a reset. And knowing what happened earlier, I go for the tower first before trying to kill Camille. She flashes away, but she does a really good play, and I get punished yet again for trying to kill this Camille. So this is twice in a row. Even with the Duskblade, I still lack damage to be able to burst her. If you noticed, I just bursted Eve and Kai'Sa in just one combo, but Camille, I can't even get her to half HP. Anyways, Jax getting 2 towers topside. At least even though we die, we get a huge advantage in the trade, getting their mid tower, bot tower, and 2 top towers. After respawning, we go back to our camps and farm them again. The only way that we could deal damage again to Camille is building Cyril's Grudge, which counters the plated steel caps armor. We also have Gathering Storm, which will increase our AD the later the game goes on. After clearing the top side, I see that Eve is there. I look to see if we can punish. I assume that Eve is gonna gank top side, so I wait and see. Jax goes in. Yup, I see Eve invisible, so instead of going for the Camille, we just go for their jungler. Even though she flashes away, I have my own flash to chase, and with Camille being out of position, nice block, covering the hookshot, we get another kill, and finally, we're able to take her down after 3 attempts. I learned my lesson, went for the jungle instead. You know what, I'll just leave Camille to my teammates, I'll just kill everyone else. A fight happens mid, good Nami bubble, but no punish. Ari goes in, gets a good charm, and ignite, ticking, Soraka heal, not enough, unfortunate. With the dragon spawning, I look to see if someone's gonna face check. Kai'Sa, doing a bit of a greedy TP, go for the perfect jump, isolated, and get a kill. Eve is in the side, so I immediately jump. I know that she's alone and I have a huge advantage in the matchup because I am able to get the early kills and we just burst her like that. Look at my damage when it comes to the other champions. So when you play an assassin jungler, never go for the tanky targets. Just go for the free enchanters or the carries in the backline. We take the dragon for free, and with our next back, we complete Edge of Night. This will negate any crowd control, and it's gonna be way harder for us to get caught out. We'll take the red and get our buffs or camps before looking for another play. At this point, when you're snowballing the game, you always want to look for targets that are out of position, since I would be able to burst them in just one combo. I already have 417 stacks on my first strike, helping me get my my items faster. Top side, another fight. You know what? Camille's the only one, so why not? Let's try to see if we can deal damage with Edge of Night. Yup, just half HP. Still super tanky, but since this is a 2v1, we should be able to get the win. Zed, 1 HP, and yep. We take her down again. A bit overextended. And with this, our Mortal Reminder is now up. And this should be enough to finally deal more damage against the Camille. Our teammates are able to take down the mid tower. Props to them. They don't need me anymore. And getting level 13, we go for the Spikes Evolve. One tip to know which to evolve, whether the second skill or third skill, is to know the state of the game. If your team is behind or you're behind in gold, then it's way safer to go for the second evolve before the third evolve. But if you're ahead, like this game, you go for the third evolve. Look at the damage that I'm dealing. I just burst her in one combo. I play a bit greedy. Take down the Nami. Flash in. Third skill out. Eve is dealing some damage. Luckily, she has no ultimate. She's 2 levels down and we just escape right there. We take the fruits and with a Gluttonous Greaves, we're able to lifesteal our HP back. And this is why this boost is so important, because you just don't need to go back. Just farm your camps and you'll get your HP back. I see Eve sneaky at the side. Play it a bit safe because I might get punished since my Edge of Night is not yet up. Position myself. We start the Baron. We probably are going for the flip. Our Baron is quite fast, but the opponents know that we're here. I have Q Smite to try and take it for ourselves. Yep. We get the kill. Camille is isolated and I finally dealt some damage. We take her down. Kai'Sa with the stasis. We get charmed, so play it a bit safe. Just jump away and then look what happens here. We go around and lifesteal a bit first. And then, since we know that the opponents are out of position, we take the fruit and we're back to full HP. Look for isolated targets. Take down the Kai'Sa. I made a mistake on the Blast Cone. If I went on the red buff, should have been a kill. But it's fine. We get 3 kills. We get Baron buff. Our Jax is just playing the game by himself. And since he has Hullbreaker plus Baron buff, no more protection. So we help him and just end the game right there. With that, you can see the advantages of Kha'Zix, where you could just one-shot all of the squishy champions, and the disadvantages, where his early game is really weak, and plated steel caps just counters his early game burst. 97% on Kha'Zix. If we didn't int our 2 deaths, it would have been 100%, but it's fine. We get back to Sovereign for the nth time. We get MVP. Props to my teammates with the follow-up, especially the Soraka heals. 12, 3, and 2. With 1k GPM, 25k damage. Look at Ezreal also dealing a lot of damage, but this goes to show how much damage we can deal if we get an early game lead. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed our Kha'Zix gameplay, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Ciao, ciao.